I did indeed skip a day. For those 3 people that are consistently watching my videos, you're not going crazy. I just skipped a day. Yesterday was going to be shoulders, but I was just having a rough enough day. I just took a day, I took the time to relax. Besides, it's a small enough workout that I'm able to work it in today, and back and shoulders sounds like it should go together just fine. So, today, Friday, last workout of the week. I don't work out on weekends. It's strictly cardio on weekends. Not because I'm built like that or anything, but it's just for me, with how hard I go at the gym, it may not be the same pace as other people, but I go hard enough that, like, if I were to try and continue going to the gym every single day, it would beat me up. I wouldn't recover fast enough, and I'd slowly be getting more sore and damaging my joints. Damaging my joints more and more with every time I worked out that general area. And it just would not be pretty. So I just do a typical 5 days, hit the same muscle, same day of the week, every week. And we'll just kind of have to see how that goes. Because right now I'm just trying to maintain. Because I am 3 days into my cut. Wednesday was when it started. So when you're on a cut, especially when I cut as hard as I do, I am not going to gain much muscle from it. I'm not going to gain any muscle from it. It's all going to be either downhill or baseline. Like, it's just going to stay the same. My goal is that it all stays the same, because if you're losing muscle or if you're losing weight on the bar on a workout, that means that you're losing muscle. So ideally, what I want to happen is I start looking better and the scale continues to move at a consistent rate for an extended period of time, and I don't have to move down the weight, because I don't want to have to rebuild everything that I just got. I mean, it's not hard. Once you lose it, it comes back a lot easier, but I mean, I'm not some scientist. I didn't go to school for this shit, so don't listen to everything I say. Take what I say with a grain of salt, because look at me, I'm not a gym professionale. But I'll tell you what I am. I'm a guy who's trying his darndest to go in every single day. That's what I am. I think I already have a plan for how the workouts are going to go, but if you've been watching along so far, you already know how that goes. It doesn't. This gym is always so busy when I go there. You can't really have a set machine that you go to every time, because it's just not going to be guaranteed that it'll be open every single time. But that's okay. I work out at a public gym. What am I expecting, to have the whole place to myself? As long as there's room for me in the gym, and I'm able to get in, get a workout, and get out without getting in too many people's way, I'd say I'm doing all right. So, all that being said, today's the 3rd day of the cut. I weigh exactly the same as I did 2 days ago, which means that my body's on a reserve. And then once it chews up the reserve, then that calorie deficit has nowhere else to go, and it starts eating away your weight. But for a little bit there, first couple of days, for some people it's more, for some people it's less. But for those first couple of days on that cut, you're not going to feel great. You're going to feel drained. And your body's going to go into like a panic mode. It's going to start storing everything. And you're not going to see a drop in weight till a couple of days in when it's eaten up all that reserve, and now it's just chewing on fat. Some people, man, some people are characters of their own story. That is a fact. I see some people driving out here and it makes me nervous, man. It's like I know I'm not directly involved in whatever is happening, but just seeing it go down stresses me out. Driving's fun until you get that one guy who makes it not fun, you know? Anyways, when you're going on a cut, that guy's also getting real close to that. When you're going on a cut, you know, there's that waiting period before you start seeing change of weight. And then there's an even longer waiting period when you're waiting to see results, like physical results. It took me, when I first started working out, I wasn't even on a deficit yet. I was just kind of watching what I eat. And it took me, I'd say, about a month to start noticing little differences, like just a little bit. And then after, I think it was 2 months or 2.5 months, I actually went down in a waist size in jeans. So as long as you can stay consistent, stay at it, and stay motivated, you're going to go pretty far pretty quick, especially if you're new to the gym. For those people who've been going to the gym for a while and just want to refine their shape, you know, it's cutting's about the same, I guess. But packing on muscle, it slows down. I don't know all the science behind it, but if you've been working out consistently for a while, your muscle gain per week will slow down if nothing in your diet changes. That's something that I find pretty interesting. Go an extra road this time. Literally the same direction, but now I have to take an extra turn. Lost my train of thought there. Okay, so if you're working out the same way, eating the same amount, you know, your muscle gain is not going to continue to stay the same. At some point in time, if you're eating the same, lifting the same, doing the same amount of cardio, your weight's not going to go up or down. Your muscle and fat aren't going to go up and down. It's all going to stay roughly the same. Which I guess is why people do the whole bulking and the cutting, because it can stimulate growth a little bit better. But even then, you know, if you've been in the gym for a while, your body kind of just gets used to it. I think. That is my opinion, because I don't know. I don't know no better. But back to shoulders. Go in, go hard, get out. A little bit of cardio too. Cardio is very important. If I wasn't doing cardio, I don't think I would have lost weight nearly as fast as I did. Anyways, catch you guys on the flip side. Well, ended up cutting this one not too short. I was able to get a little bit out of every muscle, but I know I didn't get everything I could have out of that workout, but I'm just feeling so drained today. But I wasn't going to let it come up to me as an excuse to not go hit the gym 2 days in a row. I wasn't going to let that happen. So I went in, did what I could. I'm proud of that. That's all that really needs to happen. Eventually, in the future, I'll have to get a little more harder on myself about it and start cracking down on the laziness. But for now, just getting into it, you don't want to burn yourself out. If you need a day off, take a day off. just make sure you get back in and that day off doesn't turn into a month-long vacation. Let's see, what did I do? So I started off with cardio as always. Then the row machine was open. They have one plate loaded row machine, and it's always taken. So this gym is like empty. 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, no one's in the gym. All the machines were open. I had every excuse to just go nuts today, and I ended up cutting it short. But that's all right, It's lifting isn't my job, so if I half-ass it once in a while, it's not going to kill me. But like I was saying earlier, it's totally proud of the fact that I was even able to get in, because going in on the days where you feel like calling it no matter what, those are the days that are going to make a real difference. Whether or not you lift the most weight or do the best at everything that day, it doesn't matter. But the fact that you showed up makes a difference. I guess you could say that for a lot of things in life too. Like, it doesn't matter how well you perform at it or if everyone there likes you, but the fact that you showed up, that's the big one right there. That's the deal. Yeah, I'm just so tired I can't even really think about much to talk about. The cut. I would not wish it upon my worst enemy, the cut that I'm going on right now. I did not ease into it. I was not easy on myself. I gave myself 0 cheat days. And I was eating probably higher end of 2,000, close to 3,000 calories a day. And I cut that immediately down to 1,700, sub 2,000. Sounds good in the head, like, yeah, it's gonna make you lose weight, but boy, is it gonna suck for a little bit. But I think as long as I can get through that rough patch, once the body adjusts, really starts losing weight, I'll feel all right. You almost forget how hungry you are when you're in the gym, but then you get out of the gym and your muscles are tired, your heart rate is up, and your entire body is screaming, "Feed me." And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home. I'm going to cook up a real nice meal. Because remember, I only eat like once a day, maybe a snack or two. So the majority of my calories in a 1,700 calorie deficit is all eaten in one meal. Which means I can still go crazy for that one meal a day. And then probably still have some calories left over, depending on what I eat. I'm not saying I can go out and eat a bunch of junk food, like me being a guy who I like blizzards from Dairy Queen. A medium blizzard is 1,100 calories. That is more than half of my deficit. But I'm not eating blizzards, am I? Lately, I've just been doing chicken and rice or steak on rice. And those are like my 2 priority meals. If I don't know what I'm making, if I don't have anything planned out in advance, I grab a chicken breast, make up a cup of rice, a handful of frozen assorted vegetables. And that will be my dinner. Tonight, I don't have anything thought out. So, main source of protein, some sort of vitamins, which I get most through supplements, but it's good to get it through your food too. Supplements can only do so much for you. And carbs keep you full. Look at it that way. Yeah, they will keep you a little fatter. They'll make you hold a little water, but they keep you full. So it all depends on the person and what their end goal is. I just want to lose weight. It doesn't really matter how fast or slow, as long as it's consistent. So carbs aren't going to be my enemy, but I'm obviously not just going to go and eat nothing but carbs, you know. A good portion of my caloric intake for the day tends to be protein. I didn't really know that until I started counting it. So count your calories, you might be surprised. But talking about food, I'm going to get to it. And next time you guys see me will probably be next week. And we'll do the whole cycle over again. Oh yeah, can't wait for it.